Hallo alle zusammen. Hi everybody. Long time no see. I took a little bit of a break here on the platform, but I'm right back at it now. Today I want to talk about a medication that has quite a negative name out in the community, and that medication is called Pitocin. I jokingly refer to it here as vitamin P because we use it, or in some places, I shouldn't say we as us midwives, but in some places it is used quite, if I use the word casually, maybe that's too much, but quite frequently, almost as in like normal labor can't happen anymore and we need to use it. Let me start from the beginning a little bit. So Pitocin is the artificial or man-made form of a hormone that we have in our bodies called oxytocin. Oxytocin comes into play during labor and postpartum, actually immediately postpartum, to cause contractions, to cause the uterus to contract, so much so that it has the ability to push out a baby, to help the cervix dilate and push out a baby. Now, I hear it a lot in the clinic that women are really afraid of it. They tell us like, whatever it takes, I do not want Pitocin for my labor. And while of course we respect that, and I can see why, because you hear a lot of negative talk about it in the community. Bottom line is Pitocin, when used wisely and appropriately, it is quite a useful medication. So we use it in a couple of ways. We use it, to augment labor, which means to help labor move along if for whatever reason it has slowed down or stopped altogether. And that might be that maybe labor has been going on for a really, really, really long time. So I don't know, 36 hours or more, and the uterus simply is getting tired. And to move things along, we would use that medication. Sometimes we use it for induction of labor, which I'm sure you all have, heard about, and we talk about that on a separate occasion. So induction, artificially starting labor, and Pitocin may become part of that. We also use it postpartum, so right after baby is born, to prevent postpartum hemorrhage. So it has a couple different uses. When used wisely, it's quite effective and quite a helpful medication. So at some places, I think it's maybe being used, and maybe that's in the past, I'm not sure. I actually never worked at a place where it was abused to where labor was moved along too soon and too quickly, where surely it can cause, very strong and very fast following each other contractions to where labor really is super intense. And don't get me wrong, labor is intense regardless, of if medication or not. But when used wisely, and that is like you start at a very, very small dose, increase it by a very, very small dose, it can be quite helpful. I also find it quite safe in the sense that, during time of use, we watch, we monitor mom and baby for contraction frequency and strength, and also like how is baby doing with these contractions. The good news is with Pitocin that at the time that maybe we find like, oh, maybe it's a little bit too much, we can turn it off or we can turn it down, and the body responds really, really quickly to that. So it has a very fast half-life of about 15 minutes, so where you really see the effect quickly. And like other medications, for example, misoprostol or Cytotec is another medication that we use to, artificially start labor. And once it's in your body, it's a little pill. Once it's in your body, it really can't take it back. Whereas Pitocin, it goes in via an IV and we can very nicely manage it. So my takeaway from this little talk here is that I really don't want people to be afraid of the medication, because when used wisely, it is quite helpful, and I think it's safe, when it's managed appropriately with the right monitoring for mom and baby. So ask your midwife to tell you a little bit more, like how is it used, why is it used, when is it used. to completely say like I don't want it will actually, you know, can increase your chance for a C-section, because if you don't give your uterus a fair chance of really trying to push this baby out vaginally, then that might be the next management option. So let's have the discussion some more. Post post questions down in the comments. Send me a message if you guys want to, you know, hear more about it. I'm currently working on a online childbirth class where all that stuff will be a little bit more explored in depth. Anyways, so far about this topic from me today. Like I said, we talk a little bit more about induction of labor really soon here, where we talk more about Pitocin, okay? Sometime in the following couple weeks or so. Anyways, I hope you guys are all doing well. If you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I will see you all soon. Have a great rest of the weekend. Bye. Cheers.